So today I'm going to talk to you about the commercialization of the holiday season and Black Friday. Now, if you're like me, you may feel like Black Friday is the height of commercialization, and I believe that to be so. One thing that we have to learn about, though, is the history of the holiday season and where we came from and where we are now. Because if we look at the process, where we are now is not what was to be intended. So, for starters, I'm going to talk about the history of the holiday season. And the holiday season originally started as a worship and a holy moment or day, sometimes lasting several days, to celebrate something that God has done for you or such. Throughout the Bible, there are multiple holy moments. The Sabbath is a holy moment, a holiday, that you are to celebrate God. You're supposed to celebrate rest and to keep the Sabbath holy. And I believe one of the things that commercialization has done has destroyed that holiness. And one of the things, such as Thanksgiving and Christmas, is that Christmas is to worship, the birth of Christ and such things. And Thanksgiving is to be thankful for the provisions that God's given us, as the Pilgrims were thankful for the provisions that they were given when they entered the Americas. So how did we get to this moment? Well, we got to this moment because people had become materialistic. We worshipped money over God. And we started forgetting the most important and more valuable things in life, such as family, friends, and fellowship. And through this process that had began, we started to do things such as Black Friday and pushing, the Sabbath even out of the way. And we lost, the true meaning of the holiday season and process. And so one of the first things that we have to do in order to get over this materialisticness and to get over this commercialization of the holiday season, we have to come back to our heart and to direct our hearts towards what the holiday season is about in order to keep it holy. And the first thing that we have to do is we have to remember, for such as Christmas, that we're there to worship Christ. And, we don't have to give gifts to worship Christ. It is a way to worship Christ. But we have to realize that, we don't have to do those things. But what we can do, if we do give gifts, we can be creative and create gifts, or we can give of our time, or we can give of our energy. And as for Thanksgiving, we need to come back to remembering that it is important to bring fellowship together and to, share bread with one another. I think one thing that we need to do, though, is, in order to keep Christmas and the holiday season, especially Thanksgiving, we need to, be careful about shopping on Black Friday, especially if it's overlapping into Thanksgiving, because this process is, sending a lot of workers and stuff working on a holiday that they would, want to keep holy and would like to, celebrate. And for a lot of people, Thanksgiving is a very important time. In my life, I am very thankful for the things that God has given me, because God has given me, a lot of things in my life. And so I need to take a moment in a day to thank God for all the things He's done in my life. And I think this is, one of the things that we have to realize is, Black Friday, it's nice to, buy things on the cheap. It's, we have to be careful about what we're doing. An article on e-commerce, said that 30% of a company's revenue comes from the holiday season. And I think this can be rooted mainly, from Black Friday as well as, throughout the holiday season, because people feel like spending a lot of money is showing how much you're giving. But you don't have to spend a lot of money to give a lot. You can give a lot without spending money, because the most important thing about giving is giving from your heart. And so I think one of the main things that we need to do in order to combat commercialism is to be disciplined in our spending and to be thoughtful, to be very thoughtful about what we're doing, not just, throwing money at people basically, in order to get their likes and approvals. And I think we need to spend our time, thanking people and spending our time with people, showing, that we truly love them. And that's my speech.
Oh God, that was.